For someone that's in a situation where they might be struggling to make payments, or they're in a situation where they've just missed their first mortgage payment, what advice would you give to that struggling homeowner?
I get these calls a lot. In my previous role with the administration, I received hundreds of calls a day. My advice was fairly simple. First, contact your servicer. That's the first call you should always make, and let them know you're having difficulty making a payment. And the servicer should then immediately deploy a set of process steps that they would engage in to determine the severity of your particular situation. And hopefully the first option comes pretty quickly, which is assuming you qualify, if the borrower qualifies, they should be offered something associated with making home affordable programs, or if it's a proprietary loan, non-Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, or FHA loan, they should be considered for any loss mitigation opportunity. If there isn't a solution coming, if a borrower calls a servicer and they're not getting their concerns resolved, they should call the HOPE hotline. You can Google it on the internet, and that's a call center that's been set up within the Treasury Department, but it's funded actually by the industry, and it's experts who are there solely to help families in crisis who can't make their mortgage payments, and to help them through the process. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, if there isn't a solution, I think that's when you begin to look at other options. There's a process that we call the waterfall that servicers should typically engage in, and it's first to see if they're eligible for a modification or a forbearance or some other sort of loss mitigation step. And if that's not the case, then you begin to pursue other avenues. Short sale, as a topic you have brought up, is an example of one of those steps you would take, assuming you can't find a way to retain that borrower in their home safely and soundly.
That's great information. And piggybacking on that, is it in their best interest when they're in this situation to reach out to the servicer early?
Yes. Yeah, I think they should always call the servicer immediately. There's no harm in letting the servicer know that you're having problems, and if you wait too long, too many payments go by where you're falling behind, it just makes the problem significantly worse. So, I think the average American family who's going through a financial crisis, they oftentimes may be afraid to make that call. It's out of personal guilt or shame, and that's the biggest mistake you can make. These servicers are experienced. They're dealing with this crisis, which is a national crisis. It's not unique to any family that's going through it, and they should make that call the moment they know that they're not going to make that payment. That's the most important thing.